How you doing, guys? My name is John, and welcome to my NEStalgiaholic show. This episode, I'm going to talk about one of the greatest marketing campaigns throughout the 1980s. In fact, if you grew up in the 1980s, early 90s, you probably remember these things. They're the California Raisins. I've got a whole bunch of these mini figurines I'm going to show you here in a second. But before I show you a closer look at what I have here and talk about those, I'm going to start off with a history of the California Raisins marketing campaign and how it came to be. In the mid-1980s, in 1986, the board of California Raisins wanted to come up with a marketing campaign to help promote sales for their product. They came up with a kind of ingenious idea. One of the guys on their ad campaign came up with an idea of having a commercial featuring Raisins singing "I Heard It Through Their Grapevine," a classic by Marvin Gaye that came out in 1968. They came up with this claymation. They had these commercials. They're successful, hugely successful. In fact, a lot of these commercials featured musical celebrities. Ray Charles was in one episode. Michael Jackson made an appearance in another episode. They had merchandise, anything from T-shirts to lunch boxes to comic books. You name it, they had it. One of the most successful merchandise that they had were these figurines that they came out with, the Hardee's, which is a fast food chain in the Midwest. And Carl Jr. later on had these as well on the West Coast. And they sold these, and I'm not sure how many of these they actually sold, but they gave them personalities. And that's one thing I think a lot of people liked about these California Raisins is that they had personalities. So here's one I have. This guy is singing kind of a microphone. Here's a guy making some weird face. We have another guy, he's winking. This is probably the most, I think this is the first one that came out. This one's skateboarding. This one's playing the guitar. This one looks like he's got a flat top and maybe he's like surfing. Here's one playing the saxophone. So I have about 7 of these currently. I'm not quite sure how many of these were released, to be honest with you, but they came out in 1988 and they discontinued in 1990. There was a CBS special as well that came out in 1988. It was called Meet the Raisins. It was about a half-hour long program. In 1990, they had Raisins Sold Out, which was a follow-up to that. They also had a 13-episode cartoon series that came out and show in the Saturday morning that would play. It was short-lived. Capcom actually was planning on releasing a video game called the California Raisins: The Grape Escape. In fact, this is actually pretty much a completed game. They had reviews for it and everything, and for some reason or another, they pulled the plug. Maybe because it didn't get good reviews. I'm not sure, but you know, claymation seemed to be hugely popular in the 80s. I don't know if you guys remember the Noid, which was Domino's commercials that were ran throughout the 80s as well. That was claymation. In fact, Capcom came out with a game for that called Yo Noid. It was a pretty fun game. The game itself, the California Raisins game for the NES, actually looks pretty decent. I haven't played it myself, but you can actually pick up prototypes and games. You can actually download the ROM and play it through emulator as well. But I just remember these fondly growing up. You know, they're hugely popular throughout the 90s. They tend to whittle down, although even today, if you go onto the California Raisins website, you actually see they still have these characters as well. As far as value and things like this go, I don't know, but these figurines itself were probably the most popular item they have. Let me know if you guys remember the California Raisins. Let me know what you guys think about the California Raisins. What items did you own growing up as part of the California Raisins? Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for thumbing up this video. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you soon. Take care.